program, enhance further the course-based societies. As you already know, we launched course-based societies last year, and we know the potential of it and how we can further embed and organize and sort of work with the departments to support and facilitate your development by being part of these course-based societies. And most importantly, putting high quality evidence at the heart of what we do and securing changes that have the highest impact for our students. And of course, we'll be doing these things, and we've put together different ways we'll measure our success, which is very important. Sometimes you can start something and we realize that students have changed what they wanted, or we find out that this is a better way to do certain things to achieve this goal. So we'll be looking at different ways to measure this and ensure that we are doing it the right way. And this will also reflect on NSS improving our feedback and most importantly, engaging students and improving your experience at UCB. And now move on to the next slide, liberation for all. I mean, at the heart of what we do, like I said earlier, is equality, diversity, and fairness, and giving opportunities. And part of giving opportunities is looking at the most disadvantaged groups. As we are a very diverse university, it's important that what we do represents and includes all groups of students. And also part of this, what we'll be doing is building and supporting liberation societies to improve their experiences on campus. And this will include students from BAME backgrounds, LGBT students, women, and disabled students. Part of this, we also provide brilliant workshops, activities, invite visiting speakers to overall engage students in this sort of liberation kind of activities and ensure that students are educated and in terms of when it comes to liberation and why it's important. As if we are not involved in this as a union, it could create sort of student groups that will not feel part of the UCB community as a whole, which is important that we include everyone with what we do. And also we'll be creating programs to enable students and influence their life for the better, from taking part in Birmingham LGBT city forums or even organizing a Black Lives Matter activity. So it could be anything that adds value to the experience of those students, which is one of our main goals for this year, as we've seen what the potential is in terms of engaging these students and also including them properly in a better system, and also ensuring that we educate all our societies and our students why this is important and why everyone needs to feel safer and have a better experience overall at UCB. And I'll finally move on to our last goal for the year, which is a better student life. As we all know, we'll be identifying what matters the most to students as the year goes on, which the main important thing that we do through that is listen to our student voice, which is one of our values that creates sort of what we are and what makes us as a union and what makes us successful in the long run. So for example, I could say that I could be president, but it doesn't mean I do what I want. Everything that we do, it's based on what the students are asking for and what's most important and what the priorities are. And through that, we'll be creating student groups, will be effective, impactful, sustainable, and increasing number of students involved in these activities. And also we'll create a well-being strategy to look at the most impactful ways we can prioritize student welfare, well-being, and mental health. And part of this, we'll be building student leaders who will be confident to help move the student voice, as the overall aim is to get as many students involved in the union, and students know that the Guild is their hub and space to do a difference, and also to do activities, events, and most importantly, add value to their experience and makes them feel at home. And we'll be looking at how to measure these as well, because it's also important whatever we propose to help and develop our societies, our leaders, it works well. And if it doesn't, we'll look at what students are saying and how better or best we could do things to suit our leaders and the students overall at UCB. And I'll move on to our foundations, the next slide, which is we could all say doing these things involve particular stages where we'll be looking at
Alpha.
Yeah. Go on, Esther.
Before you do it,
Yeah.
will you turn your sound on and off because you're lagging a little bit?
Okay.
Perfect.
Esther, I think it's just you.
I don't know if it is just me.
Is it lagging just for me? Because I sent a
No,
message to the.
No, I'm getting lag as well. Just unmute yourself and unmute yourself quickly.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for that. But through achieving our goals, we need to look at foundations that we've already started putting in place to ensure that our goals are feasible and we could do this in the most effective way. And we've developed a 3-year strategic plan with the Guild, with engagement drawn across through UCB and students and staff, alongside best practices across the SU sector. And also we're working to establish a Guild-run space on campus, led by insight from student research and our current student body, as well as evidence on what works. And this will help, gives us that space to create the activities and events and the best ways to do things to engage with our students. So it's definitely creating this space on campus, which will be very beneficial to be able to achieve that goal. And finally, we are working on getting the university to sign a partnership agreement, which helps us achieve our goals way easier, because as long as the university is on the same page and understand what we are doing to support our students and engage them and provide the best support in the best way possible, we are likely to have less sort of obstacles when we try to do things that add value to the student experience. That's the main part of our annual plan, and I will receive any questions if anyone has any.
Alpha, can we just do questions at the end? Sorry, I want to get everyone into breakout groups, if that's okay, Cass. Just to think about these questions, and then we'll do overall questions at the end, if that's okay.